In 2022, NetDragon Websoft, a Hong Kong-listed technology company, made headlines by appointing an AI system named Tang Yu as the CEO of one of its subsidiaries. Tang Yu didn't negotiate for a corner office or a multi-million-dollar compensation package. It simply began executing its role. Since then, the AI has overseen operations, optimized workflows, and, according to company reports, contributed to an increase in efficiency that helped NetDragon stock outperform the Hong Kong market average in the months following the appointment. Since then, a quiet yet seismic shift has been unfolding in boardrooms and startup incubators alike. Leadership, once the exclusive domain of fallible, emotional, beautifully contradictory humans, is being outsourced to algorithms, not just as tools or advisors, but as the architects of strategic destiny. This begs a deeper question. When we entrust machines with the helm of human enterprises, are we evolving or abdicating? In this exploration, we'll unravel the rise of AI-driven leadership, not as a tech trend, but as a philosophical pivot point. Together, we'll examine not only what's happening, but why, and at what unseen cost. Startups, by nature, thrive on precarity. They operate in environments of perpetual volatility, balancing innovation against existential risk. In such a landscape, human error isn't just inconvenient, it's catastrophic. AI leadership then becomes the ultimate promise of control. Algorithms don't sleep, they don't burn out, they don't fall prey to cognitive biases or office politics. They process data at speeds no human brain can match, executing decisions with mathematical precision. A 2025 Gartner study revealed that 32% of tech startups now integrate AI into executive decision-making, with some ceding entire strategic functions to algorithmic governance. The rationale is pragmatic. Machines can outcalculate us. Consider NetDragon Websoft, a Chinese metaverse company that, in 2022, installed an AI named Tang Yu as its CEO of one division. Within months, the company's stock performance surpassed the Hong Kong market average by 30%. The AI optimized workflows, managed logistics, and made strategic calls without pause or protest. But beneath this veneer of efficiency lies an uncomfortable paradox. Are we refining leadership or outsourcing the very responsibilities that make leadership human? In our pursuit of frictionless decision-making, we risk reducing governance to a computational exercise, forgetting perhaps that not all decisions should be efficient. Some demand hesitation, reflection, even doubt. What does it mean to lead without lived experience? AI CEOs are not just advanced spreadsheets. They are complex systems built from neural networks, predictive models, and decision theory algorithms. They process vast oceans of data, market trends, consumer sentiment, workforce analytics, and produce what we call decisions. But are they decisions or merely statistically optimized outcomes? Take Mika, an AI installed as CEO by Colombian rum company Dictador. Mika handles analytics, attends virtual meetings, even weighs in on hiring decisions. But Mika has never shared a drink with a colleague, never negotiated in a room where silence means more than words. This introduces a conceptual rift. Can leadership exist without consciousness? Can we call it judgment if it emerges from computation rather than contemplation? There's also the recursive danger of data dependency. AI learns from historical records, markets shaped by human biases, and systemic inequities. If the past was flawed, and it always is, the AI inherits those flaws, amplifies them, and presents them back to us with the cold authority of objectivity. Here, we face a deeper dilemma. Are AI leaders neutralizers of bias, or just new vessels for old prejudices dressed in the language of progress? There is a seduction in deferring to algorithms. It absolves us of the burden of choice. But what happens when an AI CEO decides to lay off a third of the workforce, or prioritizes short-term profit over long-term societal impact? A 2025 Stanford study found that 68% of employees expressed discomfort working under AI management, citing fears of dehumanization and moral detachment. Yet, paradoxically, those same systems are praised for eliminating human bias. This reveals a tension. We crave impartiality, but recoil when that impartiality feels inhuman. Moreover, the legal and ethical frameworks governing corporate leadership were built for people, not programs. When an AI CEO makes a catastrophic error, who stands accountable? The developer? The board of directors? Or does responsibility dissolve into the algorithmic ether? Regulators in the European Union are already drafting guidelines, but legislation moves slower than innovation. For now, we exist in a liminal space where technology has outpaced ethics, a gap with consequences we're only beginning to comprehend. And perhaps that is the true disruption. AI leadership doesn't just change how decisions are made, it redefines who or what bears the moral weight of consequence. The rise of the AI CEO forces us to confront more than technological progress. It compels us to ask what leadership really is. Is it the efficient allocation of resources, the precise execution of strategy, or is it something messier, an art of navigating human complexity, ambiguity, and contradiction? In ceding leadership to machines, we may gain speed and efficiency, but we risk losing the subtle, imperfect, and profoundly human elements that make leadership more than a sequence of optimal outcomes. So perhaps the question isn't whether AI can lead, but whether it should. And if it does, what parts of our humanity will we quietly retire in the process? The answer isn't clear, and maybe it shouldn't be.